first night he said to me, "Let's share our memories."
I don't know about everyone else, but the last person I ever want reading my memories is the girl I'm currently trying to bang. There is stuff in there she does not need to know about. Evil Facebook. Or normal Facebook, depending on how you look at it. Pictured here is the actual process of porting a PC game to console.
Dr. Quaid. Yes.
Dr. Quaid? I went into this game expecting some Total Recall references, but not this early or this forced. However, if you can work in a three-breasted hooker at some point, I'll be happy to remove one sin.
Please stand in line and wait for your turn before sitting down on the chair.
I don't care if you lost your memories. You see that happen to someone and you know sitting in that chair is a bad idea. This isn't a sin, I'm just concerned for that guy in the chair. I have a mild heart attack and my lights dim while saving a file. I can't imagine the panic you must go through when it happens while saving your memories.
The large metal shutter is going to raise on your left.
If you can hack the door open, maybe you could hack it open wider than a foot. Okay, that was a pretty badass way of making your robot look intimidating. There are conveniently large air vents, and then there are air vents that you could drive a Volkswagen through. This machine moving caskets was doing his job at a steady pace, but then stops and waits patiently for Nilin to remove a body and get in. Sure was handy that the designers of these coffins installed LED lighting on the inside, because that's something a corpse is going to need.
The enemy is memorized.
Yeah, we kind of figured that part out when we saw them dropping bodies in the underground river. I get that Edge's plan was to have Nilin escape in a coffin to the slums, but what was part 2 of the plan? The part where Nilin gets out of the locked coffin. Because if it wasn't for the clan of mutants, she would have been screwed.
Fame is shared now. Fame is lost now.
Is this racist? This feels racist. How did Nilin's coffin get washed up on top of this pile? We just saw it floating in the water.
I'm not part of your tribe. Is that it?
Yep, it was racist.
Sister? Me?
Does memory addiction have the same effect as the One Ring? I'd really like to know how being addicted to memories turns you into a knockoff golem.
What are they?
Leapers.
They're called leapers. That kind of sounds like lepers. Oh. Well, that's new. A spot-wielding loading gate. But it's still a loading gate, so I have to ding it. You know, for a game set in Paris, France, I haven't heard or read a single word of French. Not even some French accented English. Everyone is either British or American.
Cross the floating market to that warehouse. It's a shortcut to Tommy's bar.
This shortcut to the bar leads right through leaper-infested territory. We left a mostly safe neighborhood to go this way just to shave a few minutes off the travel time.
And I'll stop. Memories unraveling. It's loosening a secondhand cyber orgasm.
I don't know what a cyber orgasm implies, but I know I want to experience one.
Well then, let's get you changed. Your combat skin is in the locker.
If by combat skin you mean designer jeans and a jacket, yeah, sure. Otherwise, Nilin just put on the wrong clothes and no one bothered to tell her.
No risk of him turning you over to Olga Sedova.
The bounty hunter?
You've lost all of your memories, but you can remember the name of a bounty hunter you've never met before. The big bullet point of this game is rewriting people's memories. Nilin changes Olga's memory so that Dr. Quaid kills her husband instead of healing him, which makes Olga side with Nilin instead of bringing her in. Changing one memory changed everything else about Olga from that point on. That's not memory rewriting, that's time travel. David starts calming down before the sedative makes its way through the IV.
The great Olga Sedova siding with the errorist revolution.
Errorist? That sounds a lot like terrorist. Oh. Are ear gauges really still popular in 2078?
First you hit me, then you ruin my little business. You want a love-hate relationship, you got one.
She knocked over like 2 folding tables. I think your insurance will cover it. This game tries to prove to you how edgy its writing is by showing you that the people in the opening cutscene commercial were just paid actors, but it just ends up making me wonder why Nilin ran into both of them on the same street. For an evil corporation, Memorized security force show an impressive amount of restraint by relying solely on non-lethal weaponry. Equip a couple of these guys with a shotty and Nilin would be toast.
Caught red-handed. You errorists are shameless.
You weren't standing there a moment ago, and considering how your back is to us, you must have walked up to the railing and turned around just to make this scene more dramatic.
It's time for sudden death!
Sudden death is for when 2 teams are tied. Nilin is clearly kicking your ass at this point. QuickTime events. 90-pound woman defeats 400-pound man with gymnastics and YMCA karate.
The name is Nilin. This time, you'll remember me.
Roll credits.
The scale of this catastrophe is difficult to imagine at this time, as the Neo-Paris authorities are already reporting dozens dead and several hundred missing.
Only dozens dead from destroying a dam and flooding a city? All things considered, that's not so bad.
Home of the most dangerous criminals in Neo-Paris.
Can we stop with the whole naming future cities Neo thing already? Stop trying to make this happen. It's never going to happen. That was one nasty subway derailment. Nilin must be dead. Oh, screw you, game. No one survives being thrown from a crashing subway car. Gee, I wonder where its weak points are. High security prison is easily accessed through a manhole cover.
Surprising, because no line has run in this district for nearly 50 years.
Did news stations in the future really do away with live video and instead opt for a still image of the newscaster? Because I could get behind that.
Hello, beautiful ladies. Time for your cavity search.
He says this, then enters a locker room full of male guards. Make of that what you will. Walking with a cane when you clearly don't need one means you're evil.
I want that intruder found.
Yeah, because they totally weren't going to find Nilin unless you clarified the orders in person. The brain drain may be the most poorly thought out security device ever. It's huge and confined to one room and can be easily bypassed by hiding behind pillars. Look and talk at the one-way mirror like you know someone is behind it cliché. This trope will never build the tension people imagine it does. I speak for everyone who has ever played this game when I say, fuck this boss fight. Beating someone up in cyberspace beats them up in real life. Downloading memory sure does look a lot like a Daft Punk concert. Punching fully armored security guards with your bare hands means you now have busted hands. By this point, I've come to the realization that the memory rewriting segments are basically just me editing together the cutscenes for the developers.
And so I asked myself, is winning this struggle worth losing my soul?
I'm starting to think that these post-mission moments in Nilin's head are nothing but the developer's vlogging in her voice. Damn, 60 years later and Banksy is still painting graffiti. Rooftop chase sequence, because that never gets old. Ha! Banksy graffiti has a sense of irony.
She's on her way to Grandma's house. With a basket full of goodies.
Reciting children's fairy tales while chasing the hero makes you evil.
Oh my, Nilin. What small, blunt teeth you have.
You're still going with that big bad wolf thing? Hell, I would have preferred you play some Flight of the Valkyries by this point. How is it possible to miss every shot with a minigun and an unobstructed view of the target? Slow motion escape sequence cliché.
Yeah, okay, enough of the running commentary, thank you.
Well, screw you too, Nilin. I'm just trying to make a video here. Next you'll call me out for pronouncing Lara as Laura.
This little Red Riding Hood's got a basket full of kick-ass!
Ugh.
Weak, pathetic sheep. Incapable of enduring the slightest discomfort.
Monologuing to yourself means you're evil. Holographic seatbelts. This is a case where future technology is worse than what we use today. Damn, a crash like that and the coffee didn't even spill out of the cup holder.
Mama.
If Nilin is the daughter of the CEO of Memorize, why has her mother been completely A-OK with the security forces hunting Nilin down? Nilin is on the news 24/7 at this point. You had to have known.
For now, everyone go home. Return to your families. You too, Philippe.
Certainly, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
And God bless us, everyone. The developers like that prison level so much they use it again 1 hour later. In this world, flashbacks are something that can be played back for everyone to see. I'm pretty sure petitions for outlawing them must already be circulating. Doctors in the future take Michael Jackson for inspiration and wear only one glove. Johnny Greenteeth is here? And still alive? Last time we saw him, his head was stuck in a subway car door. And then the subway car crashed. Having a trapdoor means you're evil. I speak for everyone who has ever played this game when I say, fuck this boss fight. Getting kicked in the stomach is enough to kill bad request. The gate to the ultra-secure center of Memorize is locked by a knockoff Wheel of Fortune puzzle. Sitting in a chair surrounded by holograms and Roman architecture means you're screw it. Everyone knows the joke by now. The developers like that car crash cutscene so much they use it again 1 hour later.
Et voila!
I'll be damned, 8 hours into this game and someone finally said something in French.
Who are you? Really?
I am Edge. I am a spontaneous entity born from the putrid pits where everyone flushed their most horrible and painful memories.
Up until this point, I was going to give this game props for having a fairly unique cyberpunk plot. Then they threw that all away so they could rip off William Gibson's Neuromancer by revealing that Edge is a suicidal computer AI. A bit of advice. If at any moment in your script a scene calls for the main character to enter cyberspace in order to confront an AI and kill it, and you're not writing it in the 90s, and you're not writing The Matrix, just rewrite the damn scene to be something else. Holding hands with younger self ending cliché.
loosening a secondhand cyber orgasm.